Okay, so recently I have been using the Duellist pedal quite a lot. This is the Kingtone Duellist, which has two sides to it. The heavy hand side is a blues breaker. The string singer side is a tube screamer. It's a very popular pedal. It's become really popular over the last year or two. And I've been saying, I've been comparing it to other pedals and sort of not giving it the best reviews. And you might be wondering why that is. Well, I have one idea that was given to me by a commenter. Something I'd forgotten about since I bought the pedal. Basically, I don't know what you can see there. I've had to shine my phone torch on it. But on the back of the pedal, you'll see that it says DC 9 to 18 volts. And this is one of a few pedals I've got that can do a range of voltages. Which I think is a really interesting concept, and the point of it being that it can increase the sort of headroom and I guess the overall tone and the sort of hi-fi aspect of the pedal. Now, if you've watched the last few videos, you've seen me often saying that I find this to be sort of compressed and processed in a way, the sound, that I sort of can feel when the pedal's on, and in comparison to some of the other pedals I've got, which are only 9-volt ones normally, I don't sort of feel that it's been as good essentially to play with. The dynamics and everything are different. Today's video is basically going to ascertain whether 18 volts is going to help. Now, in order to do that, I've got this Tone City pedal station, which was my main power supply for quite a long time. It's not perfect by any means. It's cheap. Some pedals don't work very well with it, but what it does have is on this side over here, 9 volts to 18 volts, and you can just turn the little knob and you'll get either, and you'll get everything in between. So that's really interesting because it allows us to play the Duellist at 9 volts, somewhere in between, and then 18 volts. And the Kingtone Blues Power has the same thing. And I've been loving the Blues Power, and I haven't yet played it at 18 volts. So that's also going to be really interesting, and we'll compare that to the other pedals that I've been really enjoying recently and giving favourable, sort of comparable reviews to the Duellist. All a bit of a mouthful. Okay, so that's what today's video is about. Before that, we're going to do the giveaway. I've got some names here, lots of names of people who subscribed and commented, and along with all the people who were in the first giveaway who are still in my box. I'm just about to cut all these names out, put them in the box, and then I'll pick it out in a second, and they're going to receive both of these JHS 3 Series pedals, the chorus and the overdrive. And if this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, this is something I do quite regularly, do a giveaway. You just have to subscribe to the channel, comment somewhere. But one thing I've noticed is you need to subscribe in a way that allows me to see it. So basically you have to set your subscriptions to public. If you go into the settings on YouTube, you'll be able to figure that out. I can't confirm if someone is subscribed unless they're set it to public. So some of you will have missed out, but not to worry. If you want to do it, go ahead and do it now. The next giveaway won't be long away, and each giveaway gets better than the last one. So the other thing to say is if you don't win this, you've got a good chance of winning the next one. And I don't put the current winner into the next one, if that makes sense. Like if you won the last pedal, you won't go into the next one, but I'll put you back in for the one after that. It would just be unfair if you won 2 in a row, I think. Anyway, right, let me just go and cut these up. I'll come back in a second with the box. We'll pick the name out, show you who the winner is, and then we'll get on with testing out this pedal. All right, guys, so I spent a few minutes with the scissors cutting out the names, and we've got the names all in here. Just before I pick the name for the winner of this pedal, I just wanted to invite you to have a look at my Patreon page. So far, it's really, really simple. It's just the ability for you to buy me a cup of coffee or a pint of beer. Well, virtually anyway. I can't even go out and buy the pint of beer yet. I just want to add that, I'm not a struggling young guy. I watch a lot of channels with people who have Patreons who really need those donations, to help pay the rent and things like that. For me, that's not the case. If it's hard for you to donate, please do not feel obligated. Don't feel obligated at all, whether you enjoy these videos or not. It's just if you really enjoy something and you want to throw something my way, that would be really nice. I might create more of a Patreon page, with sort of exclusive videos and things as we go forward, maybe, I'm not sure. But obviously I do spend quite a lot of money on pedals and things for the channel, which I'd probably do anyway. But if you want to support me in that way, then it would be much appreciated. Okay, so these JHS pedals, we're about to give them away. Quite a few names in here now. I'm not sure we're going to fit the next prize giveaway names into a box. I'm going to jumble this around. Right. This is quite fun. Just pick one at random. And the winner is Strat Cat Blues. Very cool name, Strat Cat Blues. I remember you commenting something about the Les Paul, saying you really like the Les Paul or something like that. And I said that's ironic considering the name Strat Cat Blues. There you go. Congratulations. These two pedals will be coming your way soon, as long as you see this video and respond to me within about, let's say, 5 days from now. So if today's Thursday to Friday to Saturday to Sunday to Monday to Tuesday. So by Tuesday of next week, email me. I'll leave my email address in the description box. Get back to me as soon as possible. We'll make it happen. Now, guys, the point of giving that away early, because of course it was supposed to be the 2,500 sub giveaway, but instead I changed it to that 150 likes, which, by the way, I forgot to say thank you very much for that. We got 200 and something, I think, which is really cool. Yeah, in the next video or two, I will announce what the 2,500 sub giveaway is really going to be. Just remember to change your subscription thing to public if you want me to be able to put you in the giveaway. Right, let's get on with it. I'm going to take the Duellist back over there, set things up, and we're going to see what happens when you play it at 9 volts and 18 volts compared to some other pedals. All right, see you in a minute. All right, guys, so I'm using the Tone King Sky King again like I did in the last video, and realized how much I love this amp again, so I've got it plugged in. Probably stay here for a little while longer before I, once you put an amp away, it's difficult to get it back out, just sort of mentally. You'll also notice I've got a decibel meter over there. So this can be really interesting. I've put it behind like they do in that pedal show. I don't know in that pedal show how far behind it is, but we'll get sort of relative values over time. As I'm talking, it's going to, as you can see, sort of between late 60s and mid 70s. So I think that's about right. Let's see just the amp by itself. Yeah, that is pretty cool. All right, so as I said, we are going to play mainly with the Duellist, but the Blues Power does the same thing, so we'll also have a little go with that, and we're going to compare mainly to the Protein because that's the pedal I've been sort of comparing to a lot. Okay, so let's go for the Duellist versus the Protein when the Duellist is at 9 volts, and then we'll compare. So I'm using the left-hand side of both pedals, which is, both blues breaker types. Okay, so let's start with the Duellist on the heavy hand side. And now the Protein. Let's just compare the Blues Power. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. All those pedals are great. Just to talk about the Duellist a little bit more, as I've been saying, I feel like it hasn't been quite up to the level of some of the other pedals recently, which I'm not sure if that's fair or not, especially if you're not using it at the full voltage. So I'm going to turn the gain down a bit to there. I just felt like that was a bit pushed. Right, let's turn that up to 18 volts. So you can see the Duellist there was a couple of decibels louder than the Protein. So I'm just going to try and get them to be a similar. Just trying to get the gain level similar. Okay. Is there any volume difference between 9 and 18 volts? I've got to say, it's not a wild difference. I'm just trying to figure out in my head what's the best way to test what the 18 volt thing does. I think we should go as clean on the gain as possible and push the volume at 9, see where it breaks up the most. Okay, let's do the same thing at 18 volts. there's not a huge difference at that sort of gain level, so low gain, high volume. So let's try and go a bit the other way. Lower volume, higher gain. So it's on 9 volts. Start on the high gain and compare. Not quite as significant as I thought it would be. I'm just turning up the volume a bit. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to put the amp into, that was on the lead channel, which gives it that nice growl and really sounds great. Let's try it in the clean channel. Just hear the amp by itself. So that's in the clean, this was in the lead, which is great. So we're now back in 9. To be honest, it just sounds great to me at 9 or 18. I think my ears have adjusted quite well to the Duellist over the last couple of weeks when I've been using it a lot, and I'm starting to enjoy it more and more for what it is. And I don't see that it makes a huge difference whether it's 9 or 18. One last time, it's at 18. It's not a big enough difference for me to worry about it. Maybe if you were playing at much louder volumes even, it might make a difference in terms of headroom. I'm not 100% sure. So this is something I'm willing to concede that I can't personally tell a huge difference on that one. Let's try on the Blues Power. So that's set at 9 volts. Let's see. Sorry, there's a lot of me sort of going back and forth here in this video, but hopefully it's interesting for you to see. Yeah, this pedal maybe has more of a difference. It's a bit sort of hairier. Okay, yeah, I can hear that. At 9 volts, it is a bit more compressed, a bit more hairy. And actually, maybe that's what you want more. So I guess it depends what volume you can play at, how much you want to compress, you know, all those things. It gives you an extra bit of adjustment. Let's try the tube screamer side of the Duellist. Just dial it into where we want it. Yeah, just the slightest bit of difference there where it feels more compressed when it's at 9 volts. And as you would expect, a bit more headroom at 18 volts. So, you know, it's not a huge magical change in the two. I apologise for how long that's just taken me to sort of figure that out. If you've not been on my channel before, my channel is more about sort of figuring things out as I go along and together with you. You know, I sort of, we're all just in this sort of having fun with these things and figuring them out. I could do this all beforehand and then make this video really short and just tell you what happened. If you think that's a better way to go about it, please let me know. Shorter videos probably would get more views, I guess, so it might be worth doing that sometimes. Let's just finish this by comparing them at 18 volts now to some of the other pedals here. So we've got the Duellist, heavy hand. Compared to the jam rate. Hoping it was going to be a drastic difference and that, you know, I could say to you all, just go out and get, you know, a power supply that does this. No, I'm not going to just say it's got a massive difference because it hasn't. Is there even much of a difference in playing? Tiny bit. Slight less compression at 18 volt. Sort of a bit disappointed, really. You know, I thought there was going to be a much bigger difference. There just isn't. So I think we'll leave it at that. And yeah, I hope this has been interesting. If you've been wondering about that 9 volts versus 18, or if you've been thinking that I've not been giving the Duellist a fair go because I haven't had it on 18, then I don't think it makes a huge difference. So there we go. That's a revelation. Let's. I just want to play the Warthog for 2 seconds because it hasn't been on the board for ages, and you might not know what it sounds like. Yeah, that Warthog has got, yeah, it's got some pretty good guts going on there. Anyway, yeah, this video didn't turn out the way I thought it was going to, but if you've enjoyed the journey of me finding out that there's not a lot of difference between 9 volts and 18 volts, then please give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.